दोस्तों इस क्लास में आपको डिक्टेशन दूंगा मैं 100 WPM पर एसएससी और DSSB के लिए जो स्पेशल मैटर मैंने तैयार किए हैं उसकी आपको डिक्टेशन प्रोवाइड कर रहा हूं 100 WPM पर। बी रेडी फॉर इट। I am deeply beholden to you for your having agreed to accept me as the first president of your constituent assembly, which will enable me to assist you in transacting the preliminary business before the House, such as the election of a permanent president, the framing of the rules of business, the appointment of various committees, and settling the question of giving publicity to or keeping confidential your proceedings, which will ultimately lead you to crown your labors by formulating a suitable and stable constitution for an independent India. I say I find myself more or less in the same position, for you have agreed to accept me as your president on the sole ground that I am in age the seniormost member of this assembly. Whatever the ground, however, on which you have chosen to have me as your first president, I am nonetheless profoundly grateful to you. I have had in my fairly long life several honors conferred on me in recognition of my services as a humble worker in public interest, but I assure you that I regard your mark of favor as a signal honor which I shall cherish throughout the rest of my life. On this historic and memorable occasion, you will not grudge, I am sure, if I venture to address to you some observations on certain aspects of what is called a constituent assembly. This political method of devising a constitution for a country has not been known to our fellow subjects in Britain, for the simple reason that under the British Constitution there is no such thing as a constituent law, it being a cherished privilege of the British Parliament as the sole sovereign authority to make and unmake all laws, including the constitutional law of the country. As such, we have to look to countries other than Britain to be able to form a correct estimate of the position of a constituent assembly. In Europe, the oldest republic, that of Switzerland, has not had a constituent law in the ordinary sense of that term, for it came into existence on a much smaller scale than it now exists due to historic causes and accidents several centuries back. Nevertheless, the present constitutional system of Switzerland has several notable and instructive features which have strongly been recommended by qualified authorities to Indian constitution makers, and I have no doubt that this great assembly will study carefully the Swiss constitution and try to utilize it to the best advantage in the interest of preparing a suitable constitution for a free and independent India. The only other state in Europe to the constitution of which we could turn with some advantage is that of France, the first constituent assembly of which, called the French National Assembly, was convoked in 1789 after the French Revolution had succeeded in overthrowing the French monarchy. But the French republican system of government had been changed since then from time to time and is even now more or less in the melting pot. Though, therefore, you may not be able to derive as much advantage from a study of the French system of constituent law as that of the Swiss, that is no reason why you should not seek to derive what advantage you can in the preparation of the task before you by a study of it. As a matter of fact, the French constitution makers who met in 1789 at the first Constituent Assembly of their country were themselves largely influenced by the work done but a couple of years earlier in 1787 by the historic Constitutional Convention held by the American Constitution makers for their country. Having thrown off their allegiance to the British King in Parliament, they met and drew up what had been regarded, and justly so, as the soundest and most practical and workable republican constitution in existence. It is this great constitution which had been naturally taken as the model for all subsequent constitutions, not only of France but also of the self-governing dominions of the British Commonwealth like Canada, Australia and South Africa, and I have no doubt that you will also, in the nature of things, pay in the course of your work greater attention to the provisions of the American Constitution than to those of any other. I have referred above to the self-governing constitutions of the great dominions of the British Commonwealth being based on, to a large extent, if not actually derived from, the American constitutional system. The first to benefit by the American system was Canada, the historic convention of which country for drawing up a self-governing constitution met in 1864. This convention drew up the Canadian Constitution, which was subsequently embodied in what is still on the statute book as the British North American Act, passed by the British Parliament in 1867. You may be interested to hear that the said convention consisted of only 33 delegates from all the provinces of Canada, and that convention of 33 representatives issued as many as 74 resolutions, which were afterwards duly incorporated in toto in the British North American Act, under the provisions of which the first self-governing dominion of the British Commonwealth of Canada came into existence in 1867. The British Parliament accepted Tile Canadian Convention's scheme in its entirety, except for making only one drafting amendment. I hope and pray, honorable members, that your labors may be crowned with a similar success. The American constitutional system was more or less adopted in the schemes prepared for framing the constitutions of Australia and South Africa, which shows that the results achieved by the American Convention held in 1787 had been accepted by the world as a model for framing independent federal constitutions for various countries. It is for these reasons that I have felt justified in inviting your attention to the American system of constituent and constitutional law as one which should be carefully studied by you, not necessarily for wholesale adoption but for the judicious adaptation of its provisions. दोस्तों इसी के साथ ये डिक्टेशन फिनिश होती है। मज़ेदार डिक्टेशन है, लेकिन ये कितनी मज़ेदार है ये आप लोग बताएंगे। कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर बताइएगा। आपने पिछली वीडियो में काफ़ी सारे कमेंट्स किए थे जिसमें आपने ये बताया था कि डिक्टेशन आपको कैसी लगी, तो आप मेहनत करते रहिए। इसी तरीके से डिक्टेशंस आपको प्रोवाइड करने की मेरी कोशिश रहेगी। ये पूरी सीरीज़ फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट आपको मिल रही है। आप बस मेहनत कीजिए, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सिलेक्शन लीजिए। सिलेक्शन के बाद जब आपके मैसेजेस आते हैं सिलेक्शन के तो बड़ी खुशी होती है, वही अपना रिवॉर्ड है असली। ठीक है, तो आप मेहनत कीजिए और कमेंट सेक्शन में बताइएगा ज़रूर कैसा लगा मैटर। अपनी मिस्टेक्स भी बताइएगा। मिस्टेक्स निकालने का तरीका मैं पहले ही बता चुका हूं, तो प्लेलिस्ट में आप जाकर उसे भी देख सकते हैं। मिसलेनियस टॉपिक के प्लेलिस्ट में वो वीडियो है। आपसे मुलाकात करूंगा मैं अगली क्लास में अगली ट्रांसक्रिप्शन के साथ। तब तक के लिए बाय बाय, टेक केयर।